One final question, Shanai, and you talked earlier about, global trends. And in fact, if you see global markets, I mean, people, the first thing they negotiate when they are leaving a job for another is their health insurance. And I
Yes.
think that increasingly in India too, people are going to realize that, because the days of, while of course someone like you, very impressive that you've hardly been at 4 or 5 places across 25 years, but I think today's youngsters would probably finish that in a year.
Yeah.
But the point is that, I think increasingly, with the kind of environment we are moving into, there is high growth, good salaries, but also the layoffs and the, corresponding situations. Uh, do you see a greater reason for people, young people, to get themselves a health insurance cover of their own, not of their company, and make sure they keep topping it up as they go along, the benefits of doing it early?
100, absolutely, absolutely. Young people should get covered early. Uh, I wouldn't say premiums are low. Of course, they are low. That's obvious. Premiums are low. But the one thing that India offers that no one else offers is lifetime renewability. So no matter what happens to you later on in life, insurer cannot refuse to renew your policy. So they will have to give you that renewal. Imagine, later on in life, if you have a heart episode and you try and take insurance, then not only is
Correct.
the premium going to be high, you possibly will find it very difficult to find someone who will accept that. So it's not just about getting insurance, but it's also covering that exists. When you're young, you don't have these problems, right? But who's to say what future holds for you? You may have some of these problems. So start it young so that by the time you reach an age where potentially you could have these problems, everything is covered and covered lifelong. So every youngster should think of that. Suppose, I mean, let me not be overly optimistic and say people will start at 25, but if you're 28 and you buy it, by the time you're 30, 31, all the wait periods, everything is gone. So after 31, anything happens to you, it will be covered. And with, NCBs, your sum insured increases. And to completely protect yourself, have a base policy and have a top up so
Mm.
that the top up gets triggered if the base policy gets exhausted, and top ups are very cheap. So this is absolutely essential, not for today but for future. Like people keep on saying, think of your retirement plan for the future. This is exactly that. Think of your long term health, because when you're older you will have some health problem or the other. You will need this,
Mm.
and at that time you don't want to be looking. Unfortunately, there are many very, very well educated people who realize, wake up when it's too late, wake up after they have a heart attack and say, now I think I should buy a health insurance. But, you know, too late, unfortunately. So I really wish that the youngsters today get that. Secondly, about not being covered by a corporate, absolutely. In fact, even today, I tell all my friends, I'm so surprised so many of my friends don't have health insurance. I tell them all the time that it doesn't matter your company is covering it or not. It doesn't matter. Have one for the same reasons I just explained to you. You may switch jobs, you may have a period of even 5 days where you're not covered. Do you want to take that chance at all? And it's just not worth it. So, absolutely, definitely have a cover. And I would tell everyone to have a base cover and a top up cover, apps, which they can rely on for themselves. It's an investment in your future.
Been a pleasure speaking to you, Shanai. I sincerely hope we can keep this conversation going. And there's so much to talk about
Yeah,
on different aspects of insurance, because I think we focus so much on building wealth. It's more important also to protect it, because what's the point
absolutely.
that you build so much wealth and in one disease, one stroke, it all just goes off. Thank you so much,
Absolutely.
Shanai, for taking time out. And I wish you all the very best in your endeavor to bring insurance to every citizen of India. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vivek. It was a pleasure talking to you.